Welcome to Mastering the Math of Business with Lauren Young. Today we're going to be discussing the big four numbers. The goal of this video is to help you have greater confidence in working with what are the big four numbers in every business. Doesn't matter what the size of the business is, these are the four core numbers that senior executives of the Fortune 100 companies are looking at. That's because these numbers, understanding what's going on with these numbers, can help these senior executives dial in to where their business is working well and where it's getting stuck. Just consider a couple of key talking points. One is, it's too easy for small business owners to get distracted. There's just so many things pressing on them all the time. And as a result, there enters into their minds a lot of noise. And that isn't helped when you look at the full P&L statement with all the different line items associated with the different accounting categories. So one way you quiet the noise and help you focus on what's working well and where you're getting stuck is to appreciate what's happening in these four numbers. In fact, let's appreciate that by looking at a business that has 10 million in sales, a 9% return on those sales, and the goal of improving those sales by 5% and increasing their return on sales by 18%. All right, I just threw a lot of jargon around at you, but let me show you just how simple this is. What we're talking about here is some goals. In other words, here's where they came in the previous year. This is their sales goal. 5%. They want to grow sales by 5%, but they want to double their return on sales or their net income to 18%. For them to do that, they're going to have to improve their gross profit and their operating income. By doing that, they can hit these targets that they've set for themselves. But how do you hit these targets? Well, you got to manage what happens between net sales and gross profit. Those are your direct costs. This means if you want to increase your gross margin by 7%, you've got to reduce your direct costs, or you got to increase your sales price. In other words, you've got to return 32 cents on every dollar sold, not 25 cents. So you got to find 7 cents out of every dollar to hit your gross profit target. And then you've got to find a way to reduce your overhead by 4%. Because remember, you're gonna pick it up 7% of that here in your gross profit. So when you understand where you are and you set some targets on where you want to be, you can do the math quite simply in determining what you have to sell and how much you have to hold on to at the three core profit levels. These are your big four numbers. So here's the call to action with this edition of Mastering the Math of Business. The call to action is, if you are getting worse and worse results, in other words, things are continuously eroding month over month or year over year, the must do for you is to put a plan in place. In other words, set some targets. Know what you're working towards. When you have goals across net sales, gross profit, operating income, and net income, you can then look at these big four numbers and know where you need to zero in. If you visit business-cpr.com, you'll be able to download a ready-to-use Excel template that will help you pull in your historical data so that you can easily see the patterns and trends that are occurring across your business. This will help you know whether you have a operations problem, in other words, you're spending too much as a percent of sales, or you have an overhead problem, you've got too much tied up in non-revenue producing expenses, or if you've actually got a non-operating problem where you're spending too much on costs that are not directly attributable to sales and the support of the business. This is the power of the big four numbers. As with all videos, I like to join the chorus of inviting you to submit your questions. Let me know what topics you would like to learn more about, because I'm a firm believer that mastering the math of business holds the key to unlocking less stress and more money in any business. Because when you understand the core topics in business and the math associated with those topics, you can then see whether those are applicable to you and it's something you need to learn more of. In other words, you need to master it so that you can benefit by it. Also, likes are appreciated. If there's something in this video that triggered a thought or gave you an area to act on, likes are always welcome. And then lastly, subscribe. Subscriptions are a way to stay in touch with us and to gain access to our latest and greatest submittals across both our Mastering the Math of Business platform and our business series around how to just do things better so that you enjoy your business more with less stress. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to joining you on another video soon.